Principle number 2. We need to plant a seed. The power of a seed. If we have a need, we have to plant a seed. A seed. In the beginning, God said, as long as the earth remains, there would be seed, time, and harvest. The Apostle Paul clearly pointed out the law of sowing and reaping. In Galatians 6:7, he says, do not be deceived. God is not mocked. For whatever a man sows, that he will also reap. Luke 6:38 says, give and you will receive. Not give and you might receive. Give and I'll think about giving you something back. No, it says give and you will receive. How are you going to get it? It's going to come back to you. It's going to be full pressed down. It's going to be shaken together, and it's going to make room for more. It's going to be running over. It's going to pour into your lap, because the amount that you give will determine the amount you get back. The amount we sow is the amount we get back. Principle number 3, we've got to expect a miracle, because God is a miracle working God. So God is our source, but he's our miracle worker. These principles are eternal. They are God-given. They're as old as the Bible, and they work every single time. If we apply the principles that we find in God's word, we will have good success in our lives. So I believe the book that Oral Roberts, I had childlike faith. I just believed. I didn't try and figure it out. I didn't try and think it out logically, mathematically, or scientifically. I just believed. The church I went to was going to have a building project. And so they were asking for a building offering. I was so excited when they said, will you please give in to the building offering? Because there was my opportunity to sow my seed. Because I had a need. My need was to go to America. I needed airfare. I needed scholarship. I needed food. I needed clothes. I needed toiletries. I needed a lot. And so I couldn't wait. I went down to the bank, and I got all the money out that I'd saved, every single penny that I had saved, because I knew this was my opportunity to sow. And I sowed my seed, all of it, into that offering. You see, we might not see the solution to our challenges until we take the first step of faith. I don't believe I would be standing here today if I hadn't taken this first step. Miracles, large or small, all begin with the act of obedience. I had to sow my seed. I had to give in the building offering. So when I went home, I said, Mom, guess what? I took all my savings and I gave it to the church. My mother said, Beverley, you've lost your mind. You don't give all your money to the church. Then she says, that's what I'm talking about. This church just wants your money, Beverley. Now, that's not wise. What's wisdom is you save some and you spend some. You don't give everything away. But you know what? It didn't make sense to her, but faith doesn't make sense, does it? So two weeks later, my mother went to visit a gentleman, a colleague of hers by the name of Nick Stain, who owned a large portion of the Durban beachfront at the time. And he said, and Sheila, how is your daughter Beverley doing? Oh, you know, that crazy daughter of mine, she gave all Nick, she gave all her money to the church. That's what I'm talking about. The church just wants all her money. She wants to go to Bible school, but she gave her money away, Nick. So you know what he did? He's a Jewish man. He wasn't even born again. He said, how much does she need? So he said, well, I know how much she needs for the airfare. It was like 2,000 Rand in those days. He took out his checkbook and he began to write out my airfare. So that was the beginning of my miracles. I had half a scholarship, and then I had my airfare to go to America and come back. The next miracle was I went to church, and a businessman by the name of Len Cheek, he called me and he said, I've heard you're going to go to Bible school, and I heard you got half a scholarship. My business will sponsor you the other half of the scholarship. So there it was, family. I had my airfare. I had my scholarship. I was on my way to Christ for the Nations in Dallas, Texas. Well, when I got there, I met Marlene, and we've been great friends ever since, forever and ever, right, Mar? So when I got there, the very first assembly was held by Mrs. Frieda Lindsay. She welcomed all the foreign students and especially those from, overseas, from Africa and from India, and we all had to stand up and they made a big fuss of us and we sat down and she said, okay, now I would like to receive an offering today for a missionary in Mexico by the name of Wayne Myers, and we're going to receive an offering and we're going to buy him a 4x4. When she said that she was going to receive an offering from students for a missionary to buy him a 4x4, I just said to the Lord, Lord, I think this lady, she's got no clue. Does she know how I had to believe? Did she know I only had 4 dresses for the whole year? Did she know I had to trust you to get here? And I've only got 700 Rand for the whole year. How can she receive money from students? And as clear as anything, as I was having a conversation with the Lord in my head, I heard a small, still voice saying, Beverley, how did you get here? I said, well, I got here by my giving. So he said, well, how do you think you're going to stay? So I said, okay, Lord, I get it. And so the 700 Rand that I had for the year, I took 400 Rand. And I sewed it into the offering for Wayne Myers for his 4x4. In the natural, I felt like I was penniless again. But I knew that God was my source. I put my seed in the ground and I was going to expect another miracle. A few weeks later, a gentleman walked up to Marlene and myself and he said, are you girls from Africa? And we said, yes, we are. So he looked at us, you from Africa? Yes. Then he said, he had a big cowboy hat on, he had a big buckle and big cowboy shoes, and he said, well, the Lord has told me that I must take care of you for the whole year. I must buy all your groceries. I must lend you my car. I must pay the petrol. Well, we never knew that angels came dressed up as Texans. We ate well for the whole year. We had a car for the whole year. We were taken care of because of the seed.
Thank you for watching Dr. Bev's YouTube channel. We will continue to offer dynamic and uplifting highlights from Dr. Bev's messages. Please take the time to like and share the videos. And most importantly, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Keep watching the Dr. Beverley Wolmarans YouTube channel.